Hello my good students. Welcome back to our War on the Sea Let's Play series as the US Naval Forces on the Tokyo Express mod. Well, as a quick recap of our previous episode, we did unfortunately lose a Fletcher destroyer, which is quite a decent loss actually, considering the fact that so far we've only sunk 4 enemy submarines. I would like to see a decisive surface engagement. We did of course get into a retreating engagement with our ASW warfare group after we lost that Fletcher with the mains force, but it's been eluding us. It's been managing to take the engagements it wants and not the ones that we want, which is just a bit selfish of them if you ask me. Disgusting little cherubs there, you know, a bit selfish, bit narrow-minded. So today we're going to try and reinforce Guadalcanal. We did have that problem in the previous episode where it said there were enemies about, when there just weren't, unless you count the ones on Guadalcanal, which are trying to fight. And we are going to land more troops at Buna with this current task force here, with pretty much an identical force, but more supply focused, I think. Even though we are doing decent on supplies, I do like to have quite a lot there just to help our bonus go through there. So let's get back to the strategic map and have a look at what we can do then. Alright, and once again we're going to try and just unload our forces here, see what's happening there. And it's done it. Excellent stuff, no problems there. Maybe I just need to reload the game or something. So how's that going? It was only very minor, but you know, it's helped us. It's going to help us bide our time a little bit until our main cargo fleet's over here. This is rather minor, but it does the job. Until that comes over and gets to Guadalcanal. So what I'm going to do is try and go for Melissa again. We're going to go back to Rendell Island over here and pick up about 300 or so troops and some equal supply just to go over to Melissa and take that over. If it's neutral, that should not be a problem. It will tick over straight away just because you've got troops on the ground there. We're going to look at an update over here to see what time it's going to take. That's going to take about 12 hours to get over there. And you know what? That's rather ideal because it's going to be 1¼ hours until air groups can stop flying. So we'll be able to make the main approach over here without interference. We should only get 1 or 2 hours of airtime near that, which is absolutely fine, not a problem. We're starting again by managing to spot a submarine. So what we're going to do is launch, I think, some bow fighters with, you know what, I think I'm going to try some sap bombs because since we've spotted it, it should actually be on the surface of the water, so bombs should be able to hit it. If not, what do we have? Bow fighters or bow forts should... No, I'm looking really for some depth charges. But Sunderland's certainly not going to have some, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, lovely stuff. We'll take that then. Lovely, lovely stuff. We'll heavy bomb some depth charges just in case. So let's get those over. And I think that's about it, really. We've not got time to launch any escorting fighters or bombers from the New Hebrides. So I think what we're going to do is launch some scouts again. Going to launch some Kingfishers out to do some close range scouting just over here. Lovely stuff, and we're going to launch some, of course, off of the New Orleans. If we go to launch aircraft there, like so, and that is just going to do some lovely proximity spotting, and then branch off over here to see if we can get that ruddy bloody carrier. We know there is one about. We saw so many zeros in the previous episode, but yet to sight anything, which is good and bad, I suppose. I'd love to have an idea of where it is. But if it is rather close, we're going to have a little bit of a heart attack, I think. Which, you know, of course has got its ups and downs as well. So let's ruddy bloody go. Let's go straight in to look at this submarine over here. Ooh, that's not good. So maybe there were enemies about earlier. That's interesting. That's very interesting. They are 16 kilometers away. I think we can take this. Yeah, let's ruddy bloody go, shall we? Ruddy bloody go. We are not in the most ideal of positions here with our face against the wall. But that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. We can deal with that. Going to turn our radars on, turn off auto fire, and we're of course going to get our Kingfishers to scout for us if we do not, of course, pick them up straight away. But we do. Ooh, that's not good. We probably could have expected that. What exactly have we got? Some, those are like Toryus again. Mavises, lovely stuff. We love Mavises. Why wouldn't we? Okay, well that's the first order of business actually. And you know what I'm going to do is actually launch some smoke off of our entire task force here. So let's do that. And that will help us evade some shells. We're going to take the time with our Kingfisher to spot and identify pretty much everything we can over here. So let's take this and go for the... of course it's a destroyer. It does look like a Fubiki. Oh no, it doesn't actually. It does have some rather thin funnelage. That might be more of an Akatsuki, but it does have only 2 torpedo launchers, so I'm thinking more perhaps a Sashio. And that does appear to be the case. Let's go to Kagero. Okay, it could be anything between a Sashio and Kagero and Yugumo. So let's go for a Sashio for the sake of diversity there. And let's go for a Kagero here. Lovely stuff. This is... I think that's a Tenryu, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah, that is definitely Teryu. You can tell because of the smokestack alignments there, and it does have a smaller board there, smaller displacements such as that. It's the Kuma's Nagaras. We'll actually be able to see the Sendai, okay. But yeah, those are the 2 that we're going to struggle with. It's definitely a Tenryu, that. This is perhaps another Yugumo, Kagero, or Akatsuki. So we're going to go for that. Let's go for Yugumo there, just for the sake of diversity again. This is a Fubiki. We can tell because it has 3 torpedo launchers, and both funnels are rather large. If we look at an Akatsuki here, that also has 3 torpedo launchers, but the forward funnel is rather small, so that is certainly Fubiki there. This is certainly a Tone. Looks rather similar to Mogami because it is basically a Mogami, but with zero turrets at the back there. Lovely stuff. It's got a lot more area there to launch catapult fighters and such. So now that those are, they're rather ruddy close, aren't they? Now that we've done everything there, what we're going to do is look at evading our lovely planes over here. I'm actually quite happy we're in a line formation because we'll make dodging a lot easier. But what it will mean is that we're going to be in quite the mess because we have to juggle between evading bombs and shells from the surface there. I think actually the turn here is rather advantageous for dodging this because it gives them a smaller target. I do wonder how adverse their target will be because of the smoke screen. But we should be okay. I'm going to leave the bomb, actually no I'm not, we've started to straighten out, so what we're going to do is turn even more and increase our speed there. Like that. They should have dropped. Oh, that last second turn was absolutely necessary there. Did you see how close that was? Jesus Christ. Let's check the damage report. Yeah, a slight glancing hit there. Hit by the skin on our teeth. Okay, so we do of course have them coming back round. I wonder if they're going to come back down for no, they're not going to come back down and skim with their machine guns. We do have some confusion over here. I don't know what they're trying to do. But we do need to think about these Mavises before we start engaging the enemy task force, I think. In fact, no, what we're going to do is just pause very quickly and get some fire out onto a destroyer with our Atlanta. Because the Atlanta is a destroyer killer. If it gets its hits on, all of these actually no and not, because that will take us away from shooting the Mavises. So what we're going to do actually is get that on the flak fire. Let's turn that on and off just to make sure it's going through. And yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We're going to double check that the Brooklyn's main guns are not dual purpose. And in fact they're not. So what we're going to do is the Brooklyn can fire out on one of the destroyers, I think. Let's go for that, thank you very much. And the New Orleans certainly doesn't have dual purpose main guns, so that's going to fire on Tone. And just try and get some glancing hits on there when it can. What is it actually doing? They all appear to be stuck in the centre there. Not really doing much. What we're going to do is actually tell everyone to form up once again, just for the sake of order, like that. And we're going to get the Warrington to turn out like this, I think, if it can. So please, Warrington, do as I say. I said do as I say. We're going to have to break again, aren't we? Turn like that. Go like that. Lovely stuff. And now everyone can just make sure they are Yeah, okay, so we've lost a Kingfisher, not a problem, not a problem. That's where the tornadoes were going for then, I suppose. Not a problem. Let's make sure we're okay over here. Mavises are certainly coming in. It looks like they're going for the Warrington. And that is not a problem. I'd rather it went for a destroyer. We've got some more Mavises coming in over here. So we're going to take manual control, I think, over here. And actually line everything up with the Summers. Go form up, line ahead. Very simple. And let's get them, I think, over like this. We do have some Mavises going over, it looks, for either New Orleans or one of our cruisers at least. It's too early to tell for me just yet. What we're going to do with the Warrington, it's actually turning around here. Although this group does not appear to be going for the Warrington just yet. They might be going for something else. Are these Mavises? Yeah, they are, okay. They look rather big in the distance there. I thought they were scared to say they were Emily's again. But these are certainly not going for our Warrington. So what we're going to do is actually turn out with the Benham, like this. And we're going to increase its speed and turn. The Atlanta is actually going to turn into this, I think. So let's brake, increase speed, hard to port. Brooklyn, how are you looking? I don't think those closer ones are going over here just yet. This group behind is certainly going for Warrington. And since they're so close and spending so long in this small arms fire, I'd love to have shot something down by now. That would have been great, wouldn't it? No, that would have been too good. There we bloody go. There we bloody. If you rage hard enough, the game will listen, probably. Okay, so we do need to turn straight into these and reduce our speed, I think, a little bit. We are tunnel visioning a little bit there. And we are going to turn out a little bit with the Summers and reduce our speed just a tad. Lovely stuff. Have these dropped? Very likely they have. So we're going to increase our speed again, just to make sure the turn is a little harder. They have dropped. Excellent stuff. And this group, where are you going? Let's make the New Orleans turn a little harder. It's getting rather late to turn now, isn't it? So let's increase our speed and actually turn out. I think would be the easiest thing. This is going to be close. This will be very close, actually. We've certainly taken far too long to react to this. Okay, so Warrington can now come back round, and I'm going to tell it to come round here. Atlanta, what are you up to? I think we're going to be okay. Just rather make sure these die before they drop, actually, rather than have to do anything. But it does look like they might have dropped already. Going to reduce his speed here, New Orleans. Can we see any torpedoes in the water? Let's get our binoculars out on that. I can't see any streams. I think we're safe. I think we're safe from that. But not for long. We do, of course, still have this group to think about. Can't remember if they dropped or not, but I think we're going to be fairly safe. Yeah, I think we're going to be alright. Let's get this straightened up here. Oh, a dud on the Atlanta. That is a bomb. Interesting. That's very interesting. Who the bloody hell's dropped that? What the hell is this? Some Emily's as well. We completely did not see that at all. How is the damage looking there? Director and the bridge is taken out. Okay, and some general stuff there. Okay, well, we were sort of evading from that, so I think that's probably the best we could have asked for. We haven't lost any guns. And I think we can live with that, actually. So let's try and get some order. We are starting to look like it getting a collision over here. So what we're going to do is reduce our speed down to 0 with the Brooklyn pretty much. And yeah, hard to port over here with the Benham. We may well get a collision here, actually. No, I said brake, you fool. Just do as I say. Why will you not do as I say? Please. Getting a pretty decent solution, though, on the tonneau. So we're going to keep firing like that. And we're going to turn out like this, I think, with New Orleans. How are we looking over here? Perhaps just a minor nudge? No, we did avoid that. Okay, brilliant stuff. So we're going to stay in smoke, and we're going to order ourselves, I think. How is the Atlanta looking now? Pretty much it's the same. Alright, so let's have a look at ordering our units, shall we? We do have some more planes coming in. That's the Torus. Right, Summers. How do we want to do this? Let's just take a quick break and have a look. I think Summers and Benham need to go into a line ahead on top of the Summers. And that is going to go round like this, like that. Warrington is going to, I think, come round behind them like that. Brooklyn and Atlanta can form up into a line ahead, if possible, like such, and they can start, I think, Sort of crossing the T like that, maybe. How's that? Yep, I think that's good. And the New Orleans can do its own thing. Come out of... let's stay in smoke for now. Actually, let's take that off. Take everyone's smoke off, I think. Like such. Now that we're okay. Atlanta, yep. Brooklyn's done. Cool. Right, so let's start firing again. Go for narrow spotting, like that. Cool. Atlanta, are you firing on anything? You're looking at a Sasho, aren't you? Let's carry on like that then. Warrington, you can look at one of the destroyers. I think we're going to take all of our destroyers onto the Fubuki there. And get some HE on there, like so. Lovely stuff. Funnily enough, I'm actually thinking the destroyers on with the enemy has are the higher threats. Does look like we got some hits on them. Tonne is launching smoke. Let's take a quick action report actually. So moderate damage on the Tonne, missed that, lovely stuff. And the Kagero, Fubuki and Sashio do of course have some decent, some sort of damage on them as well. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. The advantage of our radar, I think. So we're going to increase our speed with the New Orleans. And how is the positioning there? Yeah, we're going to turn out just a little bit. Don't need to worry too much about the aircraft at the moment. Lovely, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Okay, cool. Actually, what I'm going to do is get... What's the Brooklyn firing at? That's on a Sashio. It's actually got a 99 solution on it. How's it looking? I think just for the sake of increased firepower, we're going to get it on the Tonne, because that will take down our cruisers if it's let alone. So let's get on AP and fire like that. Thank you very much. Atlanta, you are also after a Sashio. Your director has been taken out though, hasn't it? Let's see the damage. Yeah, director and bridge have been taken out, so your solutions are going to be terrible. I do want to keep this around though after the battle has ended, just because we want some sort of decent AA fire. I think we are on day 6 though, so we'll start getting some command points back, and we'll start being able to reinforce ourselves soon, which is very much needed. New Orleans has been committed to the turn too hard, so what we're going to do is just commit to it a little bit more and regroup with the rest of our troops here, or our ships. You know what? You know what? Is this even firing? Is it even trying to fire? That's probably by the solution shit. You're not firing. Let's keep going. And yeah, it's already rising. Okay, that's a small oversight from me. That's completely my fault. Let's look at your speed here. I do want you to be going a bit quicker, because otherwise you'll be a sitting duck and you're going straight towards them. That's not necessarily the best idea, is it? Okay. What I'm going to do is actually launch a smoke screen from the Atlanta and the Brooklyn there, and we'll see what happens like that. We can steady out the New Orleans now. That will have a decent solution over to the Tonne. Let's have a look at the Tonne, shall we? Oh, it's got a bit of a list on it actually, hasn't it? Should we have a look at that? That's not a turn list, that's just a list. Lovely stuff. And actually its speed is disgustingly low, so we're going to hold on the AP there and try and get some manual shots in. Alrighty then, so we have sunk the Fubuki and the Tonne. Excellent stuff. So we do need to just have a look at the damage reports. We have lost the main gun. It's inoperable, not completely destroyed. We'll be able to recover that if we do not take a lot more damage on the Warrington there. So we're going to get onto the Yugamo now over here. Like so. Going to get some narrow spotting off very quickly. We're going to do with the Summers as well, which is flooding rather expansively actually, but we have completely lost a funnel and torpedo launcher there. It is rather a worry there actually, but we're going to keep us in the fight for now. Benham is going to fire on Yugamo over here as well. Benham actually doing alright in terms of damage, not taking any. Lovely stuff. Atlanta's got on top of its damage and is actually looking rather operable to me. I think we're going to be just fine with this. We'll absolutely be able to keep this in the game here. It's firing on the Asashio, which I think is taking critical damage. Where are we? Sashio's on heavy damage. Okay, it's looking a tad better than critical, isn't it? Tenryu, we've been firing at with the New Orleans, is on critical damage, so that would go down very quickly. Brooklyn is also needs to fight on something. I'm going to get that onto the Kagero over here, I think, like that. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff. Brooklyn's on fire as well, has taken some, I'm going to say that's minor damage. Nothing's actually broken yet. We will be able to get on top of it if we don't take any more massive hits. And I don't think we will, to be honest. Ugabos as such aren't a huge bother. We've not sighted any torpedoes in the water yet, so we should be okay there. I did launch some torpedoes of my own at the Fubiki. We had a very high solution on there, but I think we're going to miss everything now that they've started slowing down, taking damage and such. Not a problem there. Tenryu is sinking now. Lovely stuff. Let's look at the New Orleans. That was firing at it. That can fire at the Kagero with the Brooklyn. So we're going to fire HE on that. We're going to guess our secondaries on that, of course. Let's make sure the Brooklyn secondaries. That's actually, Jesus Christ, the Brooklyn's going to take some more damage if we get more explosions like that. So what we're going to do is actually turn that round and turn it out, I think. And of course the Summers is going to have to do the same because that is also taking some damage and we don't want it to collide with the Brooklyn. Lovely stuff there. I think we're going to be okay. We're going to turn on actually our sonars just to make sure we do not have any torpedoes in the water. We haven't sighted any. We should be okay, but it's never a guaranteed thing, is it? I'm going to turn around, I think, with the Warrington and try and get some decent solutions over there. Decent angles. Sashio is completely out of action, pretty much. And that is because it's not quite sinking just yet. Okay, not a problem. Kagero is turning out and not actually launching torpedoes. That's lovely. That's what we like to see. Yugam over here does it like it has launched torpedoes. Okay, interesting. So we definitely want to turn around now. I think what we're going to do is turn around with Kagero suffered magazine explosion. Lovely stuff, and it's absolutely going down. Brilliant. Let's get the New Orleans onto the Yugamo then and fire some HE like that. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. And it should be going right down. How's this Sashio looking? That's pretty much going down as well. Let's go back to that. It's on critical. Let's get the Atlanta onto the Yugamo, and that'll be it then. So what we're going to do then is actually turn the Atlanta in. It's going to break off from the Brooklyn and turn in like that and should dodge some torpedoes. What we're going to do is get the New Orleans to slow down to a halt. I don't think that's in any danger whatsoever just yet. We're going to turn the Benham round as well. We're going to tell it to go over like that. Summers, yeah, I think we're going to turn it round as well. Try and dodge these torpedoes. They were going this sort of line by the looks of it. We should be okay there. Should be okay. Yeah, Sasha is going down. We changed our orders just in time to save our ammo. It's just this one left then. Lovely, lovely stuff. There we go. That is the entire enemy task force sunk. And actually, we did take a beating. We did take some damage. But I think fairly acceptable for destroying that whole task force. I'll take it. We didn't actually lose a ship. And we can live with the damage we took. Only 3 command points gained. This is what I mean about this mod. It is a limit put on it, which is rather unfortunate, but they all add up. They all add up, so I will happily take that. And we did actually destroy nearly half of their aircraft as well, which is actually rather decent. I will happily take that. That means we're somewhat safe to take a back seat and retreat just a little bit, fall back just a little bit, I think. So let's go back to the map like that. That was just a report. Okay, let's go, yeah, let's retreat out, I think. We're going to go out this direction. Yeah, like we were saying, go back to Rennell Island and try and get some troops on Malaysia, I think, under cover of night. So, I think for the rest of this episode, that's what we're going to try and do. Maybe get over there, launch onto Boona as well, and keep going, I think. And once again, our Australian invasion fleet has been intercepted by aircraft. We do have some lightnings covering those, so it should be pretty decent. But let's take a pause and see what we've got. So we've got 3 Hayabuses here. I think they're Oscars Key 43 is what the Americans called them. They look like, yeah, they are attached with bombs. Not a problem. We can sort them out. We have some lightnings. Lightning. Ride the lightning. It is rather frightening, I hear. Or, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. Let's get 2 on 1 here. And it did look like on the strategic map that there were some sorts of bombers coming in. So I am expecting either float planes or dedicated bombers. Perhaps some heavy fighters as well. We'll see. Why are our lightnings... Can't remember if we got into engagement last time. They're smoking, though. Interesting. They're retreating. Lovely stuff. That's what we'd like to see. Wish they retreat more often. Come on, guys. You can get this. If we just... how are our lightnings going? Actually, might want to increase their speed, actually, just to make sure they do catch up now. Do love the lightnings. The twin engine idea is absolutely amazing. We have shot down all bar 1 so far. So let's see. We do have a few lightnings on its tail, though. Let's get over to that. See, yeah, certainly a few lightnings on its tail. If we just decide to fire, that would be lovely stuff. Excellent. We're just going to take a report. Okay, so in this engagement there were only 3 aircraft. Although, so let's have a look. Go back to the map. Okay, it's not going to show them. There were some more planes in the area here. But that's okay. We are, of course, still on course to take down this submarine. So I think that's what we're going to try and look at here. Alright, so we should be trying to spot the enemy submarine outside of Cookton over here. So let's see if we can spot that. It was spotted on the map, so it should be at surface level. Should not be at periscope depth. But if we can't spot it, we can't spot it, you know? Let's see what happens. I think it is rather late or dark. Our visibility is only 38%, so we are going to have to break off and have a look around, I think. I'm going to get these bow fighters actually out over here. And these bow fighters just to zigzag around, I think, very quickly. And we have spotted something. Let's see. Yep, it is in fact that's what we spotted. The submarine is what we spotted. So we do have some bombs. Skip bombing. It's never gonna hit. That is it. Come on. We'll just bounce over it. So what we're gonna do is try and just bomb it normally. Yeah. Let's get these ones to do a broadside hit. Like that, and tell them to attack. We're going to form them up in a Vic properly, thank you very much. And these ones can zoom in. We're going to increase their speed, and they're going to line ahead and try and come from the bow of the submarine there. So like that. Let's go, thank you very much. Now, what is the distance? It is 3 kilometers away, so we are right on top of it. We were absolutely right to double back on ourselves with the bow fighters here. Should be very nice. Yeah, I can just about see it here. And the bastard only took 1 bomb, and of course he's gone down. So under the surface depth there. So we might not hit him, of course. What sort of damage did he take? Critical damage. So actually what we're going to do is stick around for a bit. There we go. Sinking. 1 bomb was all it took. Lovely, lovely stuff. Let's come out of that. And now we're just a tad safer over here. Let's tell them to return to base. Unfortunately, we can't split them off and split them with loaded and unloaded, but that's okay. We're going to keep scouting around here. We do have like 45 minutes of airtime left. So let's get through that and get some scouting done, I think. Just again, some forward scouting like this. Forward scouting keeps the enemies not at bay, but you know. Okay, yeah, so the damage on the Atlanta, like we said, we can live with that. It was the Summers as well. That's absolutely fine. We can live with that. I'll happily take that. Alright, so let's scout up. Just do a circle round, I think, and come around if we can like that. Lovely, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Alrighty then, so we have actually come into contact again. We've been intercepted by some sort of, looks like torpedo bombers. So we're going to take some... We're going to give our lightning some orders. Give our lightning some orders, of course. That'd be great stuff. You know, it's always useful to give your troops some orders. It's very basic tactics here. You know, we give people orders and they shoot. So we're going to go like this with our lightnings. There we go. Lovely stuff. Let's could get a second one on the lead over here, and we do, of course. So what exactly do we have over here? Oh, okay. Well, that's not ideal. That's a Kate. That's a Kate. And you know what the thing about Kates? They're not launched from land airfields in Tokyo Express Mod, as far as I know. They're launched from carriers. So you know what that means. I would put money on there being 2 carriers about, actually. In a private playthrough to test this out, I've seen a Shokaku going around, transported by heavy cruisers and such. But I've also seen, I think, a Hosho transported by or escorting a Yamato about. So we'll see what's about. We'll see what's about. That's for another date, though. Those worries are for later. I do sort of wonder what these droplets are in the water. Something's hitting us with shells or something. I suppose that's the mist flak. Let's get going. We should be, yeah, easy taking these down. Easy taking these down. Got another lightning coming in here. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Going straight down there. Oh, that feels good. That feels very, very good. And that is everyone downed, I'm pretty sure. Let's take a report. Yep, that's everyone. Excellent stuff. Very quick, very easy. Let's check the course of it. It's going back. So we're getting into the nighttime hours now. So let's carry on and we'll try and land onto Buna again. Alrighty then, so air operations are now finally available. We have put just a minor amount of troops and supplies onto our ships over here. 150 troops on the Benham and 39 supplies on the Warrington. We couldn't carry anything on the Atlanta and the Summers because I imagine because of the damage we've taken. Although we haven't taken any damage as far as I can tell to our cargo supplies, so that's very strange. We're going to launch some lightnings over to protect our invasion force over here, and I think I'm going to launch some scouts generally in the Solomon Sea over here, just because the Kates we saw earlier are highly indicative of a carrier task force about. I do want to have a scout out for that. So that would make a lot of sense if it were parked here and it's able to hit both of our Australian force and our forces around Guadalcanal as well. Our main fleet over here has come back over to the New Hebrides, so we're going to launch some troops up on there as well, same as before. That's not in range, so let's bring that closer. Just like that. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. That's gone a bit crazy there on the mouse. Lovely. And we should be about in range. So we're just going to launch. We're going to load up some cargo if we can. Just the same over here. There we go. Now that we're in range. Lovely supplies and troops over there, and that's going to go straight over, same sort of course, over to Guadalcanal, 42 hours, excellent stuff. Should be just in time to miss some air groups there. We might just be in range here to unload everything as well. And in fact we are. Lovely stuff. How has that tipped the balance? Lovely stuff. So a few troops and definitely well supplied there. We should definitely be taking Buna within the next couple of days. Lovely stuff. Let's get out of there and retreat, I think. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant stuff. So, I think that is going to be it for today, folks. I'm very sorry that we don't have a lot of time today. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. I very much appreciate it. And tomorrow we will look at, I don't know, hunting down this carrier, I think. At least spotting it. So, in the meantime, I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.